Well, hello guys and girls, I hope you're doing well. We are back once again for a new video, and today we are going to talk about the Horseman. When do we not talk about the Horseman on this channel? And I just wanted to run through some of the things that I've seen, some of the things that I've experienced, and open up the discussion to you guys around how you feel these new trials are. So obviously if you've unlocked the Horseman historically back in the day and you don't have any experience of these, this might be a little bit out there for you, but please do stick around, and as I'm kind of keen to know where those of you that have already got the Horseman feel this is. Is it too easy, too hard, about right? Are you jealous of how we get to unlock them now or not? So we will take a look at the Horseman that we've got here, but before we get into those, as always, guys, if you do enjoy what you see here and you want to come back for more, please do drop a thumbs up down below. It's completely free and it helps me with the Wild West. It is the YouTube algorithm. Drop a subscription as well. We have managed to hit 300 subs on this channel, which is mind-blowing, to be fair. We've not posted that many videos. A couple of them have gone a little bit crazy, which I definitely think has helped. But it really is appreciated from me, everything that you guys have done over here. So drop a comment as well. What do you think? Good, bad, indifferent? If you don't think it's very good and you would change something, what is it that you would change? Why do you feel the way that you feel? I'd be really keen to know. There's no right or wrong answers. You know, a feeling is a feeling. So please do just let me know how you are feeling about these. So my feeling can be probably summed up with a few words, and that's I'm kind of wanting more from it. So I was able to unlock all of them, as you can see here, which was a phenomenal start, right? To be able to get all of them. So I'm still commending Scopely for bringing it back, and actually giving us the opportunity to unlock the Horseman. It certainly worked for me. I know a couple of people that watch my streams that are kind of 8, 10, 12 million TCP have been able to unlock them as well. Maybe not all of them, but I know Beth, who's one of the moderators in my stream, is at 13 million power, and she's been able to unlock Red Hulk. So probably wouldn't have happened before with this new kind of setup and new structure. So I definitely think that there's some use. Up to 5-star, when my voice comes back, up to 5-star, I definitely think that these events are almost perfect. Not too hard, not too easy, about right, about fair. You do have to build some teams that I'm not a massive fan of having to build, but I think some of the Scourges do counteract that. So the minion nodes, for example, there's a couple of Scourges that make your minions kind of super troopers. So I think up to kind of 950 to 1 million points, it's built correctly. Where I think we've got a lot of work to do, and a lot that Scopely needs to change, and needs to change quickly, is getting from that 6-star, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. It is really tough, really tough to be able to do that. You either have to put an absorbent number of Scourges, which unfortunately a lot of the Scourges, and I don't know why, give ability energy to the opponents. I don't remember them being in these before, but I could be wrong. I was only getting kind of Rogue and Morgan to 5-star, and this is going back a couple of years. So if I'm wrong, and there were always loads and loads of Scourge packs that said will grant energy if they use a special, if they use an ultimate, things like that. That's an area where I think it needs to be changed, because those points are so valuable, but you almost can't really use them unless you're going to be far higher than the teams you're coming up against. So Archangel on stream tonight, I'll be going for the 5th. I don't think there's going to be a problem. I've built my war dogs up. I was able, just for people that maybe didn't see the live stream, I do have the raw footage that I'm going to edit. Archangel was unlocked with a 480k War Dogs team, and I was able to get the kind of 4th star. We couldn't clear the last node on difficulty 7 with a couple of Scourges. So had I been able to clear that node, we would have got the 5th on Archangel. We would have also then got the 3rd red for Archangel as well. So that's kind of where we're at with the unlocks. But I think, as I've said before, some of the Scourges seem a little bit odd to me, and some of the kind of setups that you've got to do. So if we just take a look kind of at the Red Hulk ones now, this is what I used for my run with him. By all means, you can kind of copy these Scourges. It went relatively smoothly, to be fair. We replayed a couple of nodes, but fundamentally we were okay. So we used Dark Resolve 3, we used Power Siphon, we used Not Too Fast. It's an ability energy one, but again, ability energy. Then you go ability, player special, abilities, one more. We then used Taunt, which is fine. Heal block when they block. That could be worse on some of the higher ones, but again, at difficulty 7, I feel that's okay. The death proof, again, not much of a problem there. These are the ones where, again, I'm not entirely sure if they were here before, and maybe those of you that have done the old scourges can correct me if I'm wrong. But when a player uses that ultimate, they get blind. I tried it with this one. It's nigh on impossible to get kind of over a million, 1.5, 1.3 even, with the teams that I've got available, because I don't have enough cleansers that work quickly enough to be able to kind of diffuse those, and that's then a big problem. And then you're just kind of sucking up some of those efficiency points. You're losing a couple of your characters, and it can be really difficult. So that's where I think we need a bit of an overhaul on some of these. There's some healing ones. They're pretty standard. Some extra kind of ability costs and things like that. 40% max, again, another 40% max, minor offense up, and things like that kind of down here. So there's a lot that I'd like to use. So again, you can remove the revive once. That's not a bad scourge to put on, to be fair. It does a decent kind of 40%. But you'll see we're nowhere near at all the 1.3 million. Now, if we put all of the scourges on, from memory, we do go over 1.3 million, which is what we need to do. Yeah, we will. So we'll go over the scourge amounts if we put them all on, and of course we can work back and remove some of them. But we sit at 1.5 million. Teams are only about 100k. So if you can get through those, you should be okay. But what I'm finding is the amount of scourges you have on, the amount of health boosts, the amount of if this happens against you, if that happens, I can't figure out a way with my roster size, and I'm a 30 million TCP account. I can't work out how I'm going to get 1.3 million. And kind of polling some of you guys on my stream and talking to a number of you kind of privately and publicly, that seems to be where most people's concern is. Up to 5, up to 6, we're kind of all right. Anything over that is really, really hard and nigh on almost impossible unless you've got the right teams at the right size. And let's be fair, the majority of people that, for example, need Morgan probably don't have web warriors big enough to be able to beat them. And that's, again, the problem that I've got. This is a 1.1 million, which is kind of where we got with Morgan's last one. You'll see here we've got 250 left, so we got a 1.13 million. So you don't get a huge amount of kind of turns of extra efficiency, and we'll see here the scourges just before we call it there. So again, we used the death proof. We reduced my healing by 20%. Takes damage, gain bleed. That wasn't too bad. This was a little bit awkward, but we were able to get through it. Again, we tried to use the blind with this team, use the trauma under 50%, offense up, and applied to kind of heal blocks. So this is probably the one that we can work on a little bit more. Again, the problem that you've got is that you are coming up against these teams, and my web warriors especially aren't phenomenally large. They're not useful these days. I don't really want to build up my Dark Hunters, and that again comes the problem. Do you build up a Dark Hunters team which has kind of fallen off since their heyday? They still have a use, but let's be honest, they have a use in war against pretty much heroes for hire, and then a massive punch down just to kind of use them and get rid of them. So I don't feel comfortable building these massive, to be fair, because I think that would be a waste of investment and a waste of resources. And these guys are 1 million, but it's still not big enough with all those scourges on. So even though the opponents are about 140,000, the amount, as I touched on before, the amount of if this do that, if that do this, makes them almost far, far higher, and with the extra health and things like that, getting to 1.3 million, I'm yet to find somebody who's been able to do that. So if you've done it, can you share me your teams? Drop them down below. What were the powers of the teams? What did you use? I've got a guide from a really good friend of mine called Ruvar. I'm going to probably get that posted and we'll review it together going forward in another video. But I really wanted to touch on this and see where you guys are at. So I guess if I was finalising and summarising, now I've been able to do them and practice them a couple of times. I'm glad they're back. I like that they're on a constant kind of 2-week rotation. I still don't really like all 4 of them are together, because I think if you've not got a huge amount of time to sink into the game, trying to do all 4 in a week with wars, with other things, it's a little bit too kind of time heavy for a number of people. But not that many people are probably going to have all 4. I understand a lot of people are going to have 1 or 2, maybe even 3. I'm probably one of the exceptions to the rules that I still need all 4 of them. So it will get easier. It will get smoother. I just beg you, Scopely, and I urge you to take a look at the teams, take a look at the Scourges you've got on, take a look at the packs, take a look at the kind of 1.35 million, and kind of have another look at the likelihood of the people that you are targeting this towards, which are going to be early to mid-game players. Do they have the teams big enough to obtain 1.35 million? Because I'm going to say 7 out of 10 of them probably don't. So the people that this is aimed for and the people that this is aimed to get the characters are still going to be the ones that you're potentially excluding from it because our teams aren't that large. So what I don't want you to do is make it super easy. You may as well just give it to everyone if you're going to make it super easy. But I think if you're dropping 1.35 million, drop that to 1,050,000, drop that to 1.1, even 1.2. That last 150,000 especially is extremely difficult. But as I said, this is an open forum discussion down in the comments, guys. So that's enough from me. As I said before, if you do enjoy these videos, please do drop a thumbs up. Please do sub as well. Come and enjoy the live stream. We'll be streaming shortly after I post this video today. Let me know your thoughts. Happy, sad, in the middle, don't really care. Do you have access to these? I'd love to know a little bit more about that down below in the kind of comments section. So thank you ever so much for your time today, guys. I really appreciate you sitting here and listening to me. If you've got anything to say, any comments, let me know down there. A new video will be coming out very soon, and I'll speak to you all later.